Hello and welcome to Vicky's Keto Way of Life. Today I'm going to be making my homemade green sauce. In my green sauce is tomatillos, jalapenos, garlic, lime, avocados, cilantro, pink Himalayan salt, garlic powder, and fresh ground cumin. The first thing I do is peel my tomatillos and then I stick them into the hot water to boil. Okay, so I take my jalapenos, I go ahead and chop off the ends. We don't want the stems. And then I get my garlic cloves ready. And then I stick them in the pan. I like to have them nice and roasted before I make my sauce. To me, it adds a depth of flavor and it's just super delicious. You want to make sure that your garlic isn't burnt, but have a good toast on it. As I said, it just seems to bring out a depth of flavor that I really quite enjoy in my green sauce. So I have my tomatillos in the water, and so they're going to soften up. They're not ready yet. One thing that I also really like to do is stick some of my cumin in the pan, and that also allows it to toast up some. As you can see, it's smoking. It smells fabulous. So one thing that I also do is I stick in whole cumin, so that way that can get toasted. Okay, once this is nice and toasted and I like it, then I go ahead and take the jalapenos and I put it over into the water. And get that good and softened. Now everything is nice and toasted. I take it off. It is off the burner right now. So while my tomatillos are in the pot getting softened, I'm going to go ahead and cut up my 2 limes that will go into my mixture. And I always just like to just cut the ends. And then I'll just kind of cut here like this and just slowly go around. And then I throw the whole thing into my Vitamix. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut my avocado. And this is where I use a spoon, and I just go ahead and spoon it on out. And that will just go into my Vitamix also. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut up my cilantro. Now what I'll do when I stick everything into the Vitamix, I hold back on some of the cilantro because the Vitamix is really great, mixes everything up so perfectly, and so therefore the cilantro taste does not disappear, but you don't really see it. So at the very end, I like to throw in some more cilantro. That way you see the little specks, and I just think it's pretty. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start sticking my tomatillos into my Vitamix. As you can see, the skin has changed color. It was a real bright green, so now they're a very pale green. And you can see that the skin is softened up. So especially this one here in the middle, you can really see where the skin is peeling off of it. So now I'm just going to stick all my jalapenos, my garlic, cilantro, my cumin, salt, garlic, avocado, and lime all into my Vitamix. And I'm going to take some water from here, just a little bit, not too terribly much, because this is all already has some wetness in it. So it's just going to be perfect and a wonderful sauce. So I'll be back in a minute. All right, so you see that I have everything in here, and you can kind of gauge the liquid that's inside. And I may be adding more later, but for now, this is going to be it. So then I'm going to turn on my Vitamix. So I'm going to stop the video because you don't want to hear that because it's really loud. All right, so now it is done. Well, not quite. So you see how nice and pureed up it is. So you don't see any specks from the cilantro. So now I'm going to add some more cilantro into it and turn it back on. That way it's just got the pretty specks because I really love the look of it once it does that. All right, so now it is done and you can see all the pretty specks in it. So we're going to open it up. Of course, it's going to have steam coming up out of it because it's hot. And so now we'll just take a spoon. And we have to have a taste test, right? Yum. Don't you wish you had some? Well, you can. So you see how easy this is to make. I love to put it on top of my fried eggs. I make chicken and I will put it on top of the chicken. There's just so many things that you can do with this wonderful green sauce. Enjoy! Oh, and just to let you know how I store it is I use a half a gallon jar. And all I do is just pour it in and I keep it stored in the refrigerator. And it stores for several weeks, if it lasts that long, that is. Because it usually does not. And sometimes it gets a little thick and I will add a little bit more water. But today it is perfect. Thank you. And again, thank you for stopping by my keto way of life. Vicky's Keto Way of Life.